Good morning from New York realm. I am by City Hall. This is my first time on the grounds here. I'm busting my City Hall cherry, a Civic cherry here. Yeah, check it out. Here's the steps. And I'm with the EVSA crew who are calling for the regulation of e-bikes and e-bike batteries. And there it is. And there's a lot of flags on there for Pride Month. There's also, I think, some other protests about to be made. I think there's some officials out here too. And here's probably what I think is the most important activist group going on today, because e-bikes are the biggest menace to society in New York City right now. That isn't guns and gangs and crime and overall crime. We got some media here. NTD, I don't know what that is. I think 1010 Wins. I think that's Julia. I think it's Julia Papa from 1010 Wins. And we have a photographer. Oh, this looks like Asian report.
Anybody else?
There's Andrew Fine, Janet Schroeder.
I'm not wearing purple.
So Purple Mountain's Majesty here. Even the news lady's wearing purple. That's what's funny about it. I believe that's Priscilla Loke's family. Priscilla Loke was murdered by a city bike e-bike rider who the cops let off scot-free with just a ticket. So yeah, the whole rally's going to start at exactly at noon. So we're just going to wait, put this on hold, and maybe we might catch some other officials coming out, officials coming out that did not support Bob Holden's original last bill and didn't put it on the floor, which allowed the e-bike and motorcycle menace to continue, terrorizing people in the streets even more than ever. Because ever since Bob Holden, ever since they didn't put Bob Holden's last e-bike and battery regulation bill on the floor, the e-bike lawlessness continued and actually exacerbated. These people have a lot of blood on their hands. They really do. The ones who want to continue to be insouciant about the e-bike menace to society. That's Rob Holden right now. Yeah, it's Bob Holden right now. Robert Holden, Bob Holden right now, coming out for the Spurs. Coming out for the EVSA. This is his bill here. Here comes Bob Holden, right there. Hey Bob, how you doing, council member?
Hey Bob. My sister sees that. This is Council Member Bob Holden.
Let's work.
Yeah, it's so sad.
35 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, we're waiting to get on the steps, so I'm going to put this on pause for now. This is going to be some rally. We're going to get this done. This is going to become reality. We're going to put license plates on all the e-bikes, all of them. And this.
Let me get to that one too. Right. 25 years. How are you, Eleanor? 74. 25 years.
Okay, there's Gail Brewer. She also didn't support Bob Holden's original e-bike regulation bill, and her thing is like, you know, last year her attitude was like, you know, about the whole food app industrial complex and the migrant crisis. Like, you know, she didn't care that like, you know, they didn't have any work authorization. You know, they cared, you know. All that mattered to her is that they were making money and you know, they weren't begging like for change on the streets or some shit like that. But that's all that mattered. I think her quote was, "I don't care, they're working," and shit. Said it right next to Mayor Adams too, who also did nothing about the e-bike menace, nothing. And he waited too long to do something about the motorcycle friggin' chaos that is dominating the streets. There's Gail Brewer, everybody. Hey, she didn't support Bob Holden's original bill. There she goes. She is complicit with the e-micromobility violence. Bye, Gail. Officer. I think that's the other media for the EVSA rally. All right. I think we put this on pause for a little bit more. I just overheard something. It's really a problem. I just overheard something. Somebody just asked Bob Holden if he's going to run for mayor, and he said he'll think about it. At least that's inkling what I heard. Don't take it too seriously though, but he really should run for mayor because he's actually term limited.
Okay, I've got this, so no worries.
Okay. Might be getting this started soon. Let's see. All right, it's getting started. It's getting started. Yeah, I guess it's getting started right now. Oh, this is awesome. Hey. This is yeah, this is my first time doing an actual friggin' news item and shit on City Hall, on the steps of City Hall. Yeah, this is gonna be easy to film too. Let's see what other news networks are here. Yeah, I could do this because they're not on yet. It doesn't, no indication of where they're from. Oh, they do have press passes though. I think she's a news chick. I think she's from the news too. Maybe Fox. Maybe. There they are. Gonna get this bill passed. Oh, Spectrum New York 1 is here. Yeah, I believe the NTD, I think that's probably Asia or China, and I'm sure they're here because of Priscilla Loki. I bet. Whoops. I bet because I'm sure that because this was an international news. Her death did make international news because it's just that sick. Freaking city bike. The city's bike share was complicit in her death.
I saw it like online.
Because the city they don't regulate city bikes either. Oh, CBS is here.
Scarf, you know, like black, red and black, or, you know.
City Council security right there. City Hall security. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. Give the media breathing room, since I'm not real media. There we go.
Accountability now.
Sounds good too. One says, I'm walking here.
Accountability now. 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 Accountability now.
This is good.
Listen, because she's going to have this call. So it's going to be raised. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be like this.
I know. I said it wrong. Thank you for everybody. We're going to get started.
Here we go.
Can you hear me okay? Because I'm really high up.
I was going to ask if it could be raised, Janet.
Can we raise it a little?
CBS Picks News, Channel 1, and 1010 Wins, and Asian
Hello
Network.
all. I'm Janet Schroeder of E-Vehicle Safety Alliance. Thank you to everyone for being here, Priscilla's loved ones, our members, especially our victims, and legislators. Our group was founded in January of 2023. Pamela Maness and I, we co-founded it together. She was hit by an e-vehicle and was paralyzed. On the right side of her body, she lost her livelihood as a cellist. She is one of many victims as the number is growing by the day. We are 850 members now with 81 victims of e-vehicle violence, and we are here today to honor beloved Priscilla Loke, who was killed by an e-city bike in Chinatown, merely walking the crosswalk illegally. It's our great hope to stop these horrific accidents from happening in the future to pedestrians, cyclists, and e-bikers themselves. There is a way to stop this crisis, and it's called accountability. Accountability now! Accountability now! Accountability now! Accountability now! There is no accountability, not from the city, city bike, or the riders. Accountability through license plates and registration is the key to changing egregious e-bike riding behavior. There must be a consequence for the dangerous riding that endanger all of us every day. Consequences shape behavior. There has been no consideration of consequence because there's been no consequence. So accountability will save lives. It will mitigate injuries. And that again is for pedestrians, it's for cyclists, it's for e-bikers as well. Can you imagine if cars did not have licenses, right? A 7-year-old child was hit by an e-city bike a few weeks ago, was rushed to the hospital with head injuries. 81 victims in our group, only 3% were reported as accidents. So they don't all make it to the DOT stats, most of them don't. Officers don't write up a lot of the accidents where the rider flees. Changing the behavior of these riders will also help prevent riders from being killed themselves. EVSA cares about safety for all, people from all vehicles as well. Disabled and elderly New Yorkers are our most vulnerable. Who are we if we aren't looking out for them? They can often feel isolated, and now even more isolated for fear of walking out on sidewalks or crossing streets. Our opposition opposes accountability. They oppose plates and registration. Their solution to the safer streets is infrastructure. More bike lanes, two-way bike lanes, wider bike lanes. How do any of these stop a rider from running a red light or speeding? They absolutely do not. They want more ridership at all costs. Lastly, we say that if a rider doesn't want a plate because it dissuades ridership for fear of camera capture and a fine, then good, because that is exactly the type of rider we want to dissuade. Yeah. It is time for all who want regulation of e-bikes to call your mayor, our Mayor Adams, call your council member, Your assembly member and state, because we've got bills up there too that we support. It's a critical life-saving issue. They need to listen to us because we are by far the majority. We are the majority. We are the majority. We are the majority. We are the majority. Today is about Priscilla Loke, and I would like to please introduce, speaking for Priscilla, her loved ones, Lucy Chen.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi. Can I speak the Chinese? Somebody help me translate.
Anyone translate? Is it Cantonese, Mandarin?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, Cantonese.
Okay.
It's better I speak Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah. 大家好。
Hi, everyone.
我係啊 Lucy 葉榮興。
I'm Lucy Chen.
我係啟蒙學校嘅一位家長。我個女咧 Amy 同埋我個仔David， 仲有我個孫仔 Leo， 我個孫女 Olivia 都係喺啟蒙學校讀書嘅。
I'm a parent of Chinatown Head Start. My son Amy, my daughter Amy and son David, and my two grandchildren also attended Chinatown Head Start.
佢哋咧都係喺入面都即係小姐生存嘅學生嚟嘅。
All my kids and my grandchildren attended Chinatown Head Start while I was still working there as a counselor.
咁咧，我咧係啟蒙學校嘅家長會嘅支持，即係多年嘅家長會支持。
I'm also, besides parent, I also chairperson parent policy council.
咁咧陸小姐嘅為人咧，我就比較清楚。
I know Priscilla really well.
佢咧個為人咧就好誠實，
She's very honest. She was very honest.
好善良，
Very kind.
同埋好有責任，
Very responsible.
仲和藹可親。
Lovable. And very socialized.
啲細路仔都好喜歡佢。
All the children love her. All parents too.
但係咧，佢發生嘅咁嘅事咧，我哋咧即係好心甘咯。
Her passing caused tragedy. It hurt so much.
因為佢雖然係話咩咧，就係變咗咧成為我哋好似一家人咁啊，冇咩
We are the family member.
咁咧佢。我今日喺度咧就係想話講大家聽，希望政府咧能夠用呢個咁嘅事情咧，能夠成為一個個法律。
I'm here to request support from all of you to make the civil law approved.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell the people.
Asian had the student built the Bob Holden's bill.
Peggy Ng is going to speak.
Speaker Adams just went there.
My name is
Speaker
Peggy Ng,
Adams.
the former education director of Chinatown Head Start. Priscilla Look and I worked together for more than 35 years. Together at Chinatown Head Start, we conducted home visits, parent-teacher conference, and daily contact with parents. In addition of supporting me at work, Priscilla also acted as my personal health consultant. She helped me cut down my kids eat it from 3 teaspoons of sugar to half teaspoon of sugar in my tea every day. She would bump, hey, too much, right? She's my personal health consultant. Thank you. I did it now, half a teaspoon. She's very dedicated and caring person. Always extended her helping hand to all parents and co-workers and friends. On September 5th, 2023, an e-bike ran a red light and hit the slope. She was walking to the corner of 50th Street and Grand Street. Priscilla was in a coma immediately. Not immediately. After she made a call to school, that she was coma. And she passed away 3 days later when we all at her bedside. Priscilla was more than a colleague. She's like a close friend, a family reference to all of us, especially China. I want to thank all the council persons, community agencies, parents, friends, especially Liz and Janet, and all the New Yorkers who support the bill. The civil law to require the e-bike to be registered and licensed on behalf of Chinatown Head Start, parents and Priscilla's family members in Malaysia. We are so glad that the new bill is named after the civil law. It was a high price so that all New Yorkers can be safe. Thank you so much. Your beloved Priscilla Lowe. And next, the one and only Andrew Fine.
Yeah.
Core 4 from EVSA.
Andrew Fine here, as mentioned in Core 4. We're here today to demand a vote on Intro 0606, which now has 31 co-sponsors. And mind you, this is the second year in a row that we've had at least 31 co-sponsors, but we have not gotten a vote. If this was voted on today, this would pass, and it should pass. Yes. What will it take? How many more injuries and deaths is it going to take to get this city council to act in the interest of the people? Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
E-bike registration is a no-brainer. The people are virtually unanimous. As an example, the East 80s Yorkville Alliance, which I'm a part of, ran a survey of 25,000 New Yorkers. Thousands responded. And out of those thousands, 63.5% listed e-bikes, bikes, and mopeds as their #1 concern. Out of that same group, 96.5 ranked e-bikes and this issue in their top 4. It's virtually unanimous. What we want is registration now.
Now.
Registration now.
Registration now.
Registration now. Dozens of New Yorkers have been killed by e-bike fires. Scores have been left homeless. E-bike riders are often themselves the victim of their own e-bike violence. 23 perished, unfortunately, just last year. 7 of those running into inanimate objects, just to display how dangerous these bikes really are. Accountability, as Janet mentioned, will encourage better behavior and save lives of pedestrians and bicyclists alike. Crime is another issue. The New York City Parks Department initiated a quote-unquote pilot program that started last June. In the 1 year since this pilot program's taken effect, crime in Central Park has doubled, robberies have tripled. We've had enough of this. As John Schell, the chief of patrol for the NYPD points out, e-bikes and mopeds are the #1 getaway vehicle for criminals, and we've had enough. Finally, the victims. Of our 81 victims, the injuries range from a multitude of broken bones. We've had traumatic brain injuries by the score. We've had paralysis, and unfortunately, we've also had death. And we're here today to memorialize Priscilla Lowe. Thank you so much to her family for your efforts to save other people from this unfortunate end. So sorry. I would like to introduce a champion of our cause, a real hero to to New York City in general, Bob Holden, the lead sponsor of 0606.
Janet and Andrew, again, EVSA has done a great job. What a great job it's done getting. By the way, the reason why we have so many sponsors is this group right here. Again, call your council member. But listen, we got to 34, and then Transportation Alternatives picked 2 council members off in the last council. I mean, are they really for safety? Are they really paying attention? Transportation Alternatives is asleep at the wheel on this one, and that is ridiculous that they would actually be against accountability, especially traffic violence. They always, every time I bring this up in a press conference, somebody will say, well, what about cars? They're worse. Of course they are, but they're registered, right? They have registration and a license. All we're asking for, and again, this could be something very small. This could be a $10 fee. I don't care. It's not about money. It's about accountability and safety, folks. It's about safety. You can't cross the street in New York City anymore without looking 10 different ways.
Right. Yes.
10. And the people that are most vulnerable are seniors, like myself. It's very difficult. I almost got hit 5 times already and got clipped once. There's council members that have been hit, and they're not even on this bill. Why? Why does this bill, with 31 sponsors, not get at least a hearing? We haven't even gotten a hearing.
We want a hearing. We want a hearing. We want a hearing.
Well, like I said, 606, I'm going to call it 606 rather than 06, 606 sounds better, that's what it is. That will, again, that will get through. That will get through, and it'll be called from now on Priscilla's Law. Priscilla obviously gave her life, but it'll not be in vain. We have to push very, very hard on this. But why? Why in the council can't we get a hearing? Now, if we get to 34, that's the magic number. A hearing is forced, right? But like Andrew said, this would pass. This would pass right now if we did it today. So what are we waiting for? More deaths. We're waiting for more people to get hit. Every day, people are getting hit. It's not even being reported. And most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, the bicyclist leaves. Yeah. So, what's the transportation alternatives, or anybody that opposes this bill, what's their solution? Have you heard transportation alternatives idea? No. Andrew mentioned it. More bike lanes, you know, more protected bike lanes. But what happens when they get to the corner or a pedestrian crosswalk? What happens? They don't stop. You know why? People, I guess it's some people in there and some people around the city. If you're against this, you probably will think your food will be delayed 30 seconds. This is how disgusting this is.
It just happened in Jackson Heights on 37th Avenue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's right in the news.
This is happening every day, and the people that are so-called, they said it'll discourage, and here's what the transportation alternatives say, it'll discourage people from riding bikes. And it'll discourage people, then they'll take their cars. You know, there's the magic word, cars. Again, it's always about, it's not about the situation.
Bike owners don't have
cars. It's about cars. It's again, us
the funny
against them,
part.
that kind of thing. That's the mentality of transportation alternatives. But this council, we will force them to have a hearing. We just need 3 more co-sponsors. That's why it's so important for all of you to call your council member. And keep calling. Don't just call once. Keep calling.
And investigate the DOT too.
That's the only thing that
DOT
will
too.
change
DOT
things.
too.
So let's get Priscilla's Law passed.
Just had to put that in there.
To serve the Logue family. It's difficult, and Priscilla was younger than I am. I'm 72. She's much younger.
Oh, wow.
And she was a teacher. And when you lose a mother, grandmother, when you lose somebody like that, it's devastating. You never recover. And in Priscilla's name, we're going to pass this
That's
bill.
right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Bob Holden. Oh, I don't? Okay. Thank you. That's perfect. Next we have spokesperson for Priscilla Loke's family, Liz Oyan.
Hi, I'm a civil rights advocate, and I had the honor and privilege of working with Chinatown Head Start and Priscilla Luck in seeking justice for Private Danny Chen, a 19-year-old soldier who was found dead in Afghanistan after weeks of racial hazing and maltreatment. Priscilla, with Chinatown Head Start, demanded accountability for what happened. They marched, they rallied, they protested. She today would be proud of us and of EVSA for being here, advocating for accountability for e-bikers who plow into innocent pedestrians and bikers. She would want to demand accountability. She would be proud of us, but she would expect us to be here because she knows that we cannot teach our young people accountability if adults are not held accountable for their misconduct.
Yeah,
right?
they're not kids.
I urge you to support Priscilla's law in the name of accountability, in the name of Priscilla Locke.
Thank you. We're going to hear from a few of our many victims. John Wetterow.
Oh. A
Hi,
biker.
John.
A biker. There you go.
Hello, my name is John Wetterow. I was born in Queens and lived my whole 50 years in New York City. I work with the Hotel Trades Council Union as an audiovisual technician. I'm also a documentary filmmaker and immigrant rights activist. On the evening of May 6, 2023, I was riding my old-fashioned leg-powered bicycle across the Queensboro Bridge, city-bound. As I was descending the bridge, a moped attempting to pass a group of bikes in front of him jumped out of his lane into mine 50 feet in front of me. I started to yell, "What the?" But we had a head-on collision and I don't think I ever got to finish my expletive. I was thrown off my bike and knocked unconscious. When I hit my head against the stone wall on the bridges in Manhattan town. I didn't take too long to come to, but I already had 4 or 5 people standing over me. Someone had called an ambulance, and one cyclist said he tried to chase the moped, but the guy zipped up the hill at 30 miles an hour. The ambulance came before the police, so I never talked to them. Now I hear that wouldn't have done me very much good anyhow, since there are no laws about this. I've been a regular cyclist since college. I've always loved biking in New York until recently. When e-bikes first started appearing a decade or so ago, I wasn't happy about them, but I got used to them, and it seemed like the riders learned some civility, or at least most of them learned how to ride in a generally safe manner. Around the same time, the city started to really expand the bike lanes, and at first, I mostly avoided them too. Too full of new jacks who didn't know what they were doing. As the network got even more extensive, and the city started building paths and parks and greenways, finally, I became happy to ride. That has changed. I avoid the bike lanes now like the plague. The new jacks are on e-bikes now. There's too many e-bikes or scooters whose drivers are looking at their phones or going the wrong way. At least I know what I'm dealing with car traffic. They almost never go the wrong way on a one-way street either.
Because they can't.
The city bike e-bikes are even more concerning because people who don't have experience riding electric vehicles think they're fun and safe. I see so many who obviously don't know what they're doing or understand the power of what they have underneath them. Several of them have been killed already, and I bet at least a few of those riders wouldn't have died if they'd been on a regular bicycle. Because of my accident, I missed 10 days' work and got no compensation for any of that. If I'd incurred the same injuries from a car accident, I'd have been paid for my lost wages and maybe something for pain and suffering. Fortunately, my work with the Hotel Trades Union has great health insurance, so at least the care didn't cost me anything out of my pocket. I had a concussion, a serious concussion, and for the next 90 days I had to take it easy, no overtime at work, no mental or physical exertion. I'd wake up with a migraine if I didn't sleep for at least 9 hours.
You should watch this,
Certainly no
Salvino.
bicycling the rest of last year up until this year. Now the NYPD has been cracking down on the gas-powered mopeds and bike lanes enough, and I finally feel safe enough to go on the bridge bike path again. The city as a whole, however, needs to catch up with the modern era and regulate these electric vehicles. Teslas need plates and insurance, and you have to have a driver's license to drive one. This isn't about mandating licenses, just license plates to give the drivers of these electrically powered motor vehicles some accountability. I said earlier I've done work supporting immigrants. We don't want to see them being harassed, but requiring that e-bikes be registered is a pretty minimal burden on the deliveristas. I want to know why the delivery apps don't have to provide them with insurance as well, but that's a different story. So please pass Priscilla's law. It's common sense.
Yeah. Hold the food apps accountable. They're the ones getting away with it the most.
Our next victim from EVSA is Joan Marie Zimmerman.
Hi. I'm an opera singer and a voice teacher and a pianist who lived, can you just say your name again? My name is Joan Marie Zimmerman.
Joan
Who
Marie
lived
Zimmerman.
many years in Hamburg, Germany and Vienna, Austria. I've ridden a normal human-powered bike for at least 30 years. And I've always appreciated it, and it was fun. On December 7th, 2023, we were waiting at the light at Tully Hall to cross at 66 and Broadway. When the light turned green, I started out on my bike, and an e-bike rammed me at the side at least 25 miles an hour. He ran a red light. He was trying to get through the people, and I naturally fell to the ground, and he stopped. He didn't have insurance. He was working for Domino's Pizza, and I felt sorry for him and let him go. It was the next day at the hospital when I had tested. I realized I had a broken tibial plateau, a ruptured Baker's cyst, which caused terrible burning pain for months, a torn meniscus, and a blood clot. I still have the blood clot. I had to take Eliquis twice a day, which caused terrible brain fog and exhaustion and headaches. I finally started riding my bike again when I got off the crutches. And I will say, nothing is worse than bike lanes. When you're riding, the e-bikes will try and pass you silently with no room, and they don't use their pedal. If you're trying to avoid a pothole, you'll be killed. They pass on either side of you when you're just on a normal bike. They'll come toward you. They'll zigzag across lights. One wonders when more and more people will get killed, and whether an important enough person will get killed or injured for anyone to do anything. In Europe, there are groups of police waiting for people to break laws, and they have to give their ID and pay a fine if they break the law. Here, there's no accountability. I'm all for the registration and the license plates, but I'm also for people, as they are now doing in the subways, waiting for the lawbreakers, stopping them, taking their license, and making them pay a fine. As they do in Vienna, Austria, and as they do in Hamburg, Germany, speaking as an opera singer who lives there. And even the pedestrians stop e-bikes. They yell, "No motor," on the sidewalks. We have to stop this. It's terrible for cars when e-bikes drive in front of them with a phone, or pedestrians or bicyclists. Please support this. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I want to quickly say we have 80 cyclists in our group. Some are here today. I think we're at 81 now. We have a newer cyclist. We are not talking about bicycles, regulation of regular bicycles. I'd like to introduce our final victim speaking today is Renee Baruch.
Hi, Renee.
Where did you go?
Renee!
Renee!
Renee, we need you. She's coming, she's coming.
Oh shit, Crystal Hudson is here. Holy crap. Hey, Councilmember Hudson, you should really watch this. You should really watch this.
What we really need is a federal lawsuit against
I had to put him up there because it was your turn.
all the enforcing bodies.
Let's talk for 1 minute.
Because this is what's going on. The police have complete discretion.
You should watch this, Crystal. You really should.
And they do as they're
A lot of
told.
e-bike maniacs in your
Who tells
district.
the police what to do? The mayor, first of all the
A lot of e-bike lawlessness in your district, Crystal Hudson.
But they don't tell them.
We're not trying to penalize them. We're just trying to change their behavior. People are dying. Little kids are dying. Priscilla local here to talk. Our name is still on her.
And a lot of it is in her district. Got him.
But we need enforcement. Thank you.
Renee, our last victim, we're going to wrap it up, is Renee Baruch.
There we go.
And then we're going to finish.
I'm here supporting EVSA. My name is Renee Baruch, and on May 21, 2023, I was hit by an e-bike, and I regained consciousness only in the ambulance, where I was in tremendous pain with a spinal cord injury. My spinal cord of my neck was injured, causing agonizing pain. I didn't even notice the broken bones in my face or in my legs. The e-bike rider left the scene and was apparently helped by bystanders, but I never knew what happened to him. Since I don't remember being hit, I guess if they had asked for my testimony, it wouldn't have helped. But no one did anyway. I tried to delay the surgery on my neck because I felt responsible for my dying partner. But in January of 2024, I had the surgery on my neck and spent yet another 3 days in the hospital. I spent a total of 8 days, in the hospital. I know stories of people who were hit and then later died because of internal injuries who didn't even report it at the time because they didn't know their internal organs had been dislodged. We seniors are simply not that robust. In my neighborhood, the e-bikes whiz past. I look for them, but when they come from the wrong direction, I am always startled. I look well, I'm not. I am still injured, damaged, hurt. I'm still in PT. And it isn't just commercial vehicles. It is city bikes that shortcut through the park. There is no excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse.
No excuse.
There is no excuse for any city council member. So every council member must sign on to Priscilla's law today without any excuse.
Thank you, Renee Baruch.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you for coming today. What to finally say to everybody, thank you. Come on up. Come on up. Come on, Andrew.
Oh, me?
Here,
Thanks everybody.
thanks, everybody. We want a hearing.
Hearing.
We want a hearing. We want a hearing. We want a hearing. We want a hearing. We want a hearing. We want a hearing.
Thank you everybody for sweating it out. Good job.
Reporters might want to see. Get out of here, everybody. Where's Renee? Where's Renee? Oh God, you were bringing it down. Want to make sure Renee has water.
Great rally. Great rally.
No, I got this, but that was better water.
Renee is over there.
I'm going to give you that. Yeah, no, I'm going to put my hair up. I know.
There you have it. The latest EVSA rally to finally register, regulate powerful e-bikes. And also way powerful city bike e-bikes. All of it has to be regulated. All of it has to be all of them has to be licensed and registered. It really can't freaking go on anymore. especially since these e-bikes, they go as fast as cars. They go over the speed limit now too. And that's all she wrote right now. Bob is being interviewed by the underneath the at the top of the steps there. So a bunch of city council cronies that voted against Bob Holden. I'm surprised Crystal Hudson stuck around. He was actually trapped. So that was good getting her, calling her to account. So this is it. Yeah, Andrew and Jed do a great job organizing this. They really do. I have a feeling this is actually going to pass. There's no way City Council can ignore this, because more people are going to die, more people are going to get crippled. This is New York Realm. Impunity City, now more than ever before, mainly because of the e-bike menace to society. Take care, everybody.
You saw that big presentation.
You experienced nonsense. So
I 100%.